Hello, my name is Barbara Caudill, and I am one of the instructional designers in e-learning. I'd like to welcome you to Module 5. The topic of Module 5 is assessment. The evaluation of learning isn't automatically simple, but it need not be complex either. When designing your assessments, it's important to keep a couple of questions in mind. First of all, what exactly do you want to evaluate? You can look at your module objectives to help you answer this question. Second, does the assessment that you created actually evaluate what you want it to? Did you produce an assessment that allowed the student to demonstrate their mastery of the module objectives? Looking at this cartoon helps to demonstrate why assessment is important. The cartoon shows two boys and their dog. The first boy says, "I taught Stripe how to whistle." The second boy says, "I don't hear him whistling." And the first boy says, "I said I taught him. I didn't say he learned it." We might think that the students are mastering the course objectives because we are teaching and providing learning resources. However, we cannot be sure of what the student takes away from the experience unless we assess their learning. The assessment tools you use and the product you ask your students to provide will either tell you if they have achieved their learning goal or will simply provide the student with a grade. We need intentional and authentic assessments to measure student learning, which can then be used in improving our instruction. We need to ask ourselves, are some things not going well? How can we do better? And did the student learn what you thought you taught? In this module, we will look at different tools and approaches you can use to assess learning, then identify which will work best for your course. You can start by looking at a short presentation on universal design and assessment. This will be followed by a short presentation where we will specifically look at the evaluation column of the grid. In this presentation, we will also talk about formative assessment and summative assessment and why having both will increase the effectiveness of your course. The QM checklist does have standards for assessment. You will learn about these standards in this Module 5 QM checklist review. Again, this video is specifically about the standards for assessment. The final page in this module contains a couple of sample grids. By the time you have completed this module, you will have filled in the assessment column of your grid, and you will also have completed the Quality Matters checklist for the assessment standards. After completing Module 5, the only thing you'll have left to do is the final review of your complete grid to make sure that you're ready to move on to E3. Remember, E3 is where we will do the actual building of the course you have worked so hard to plan.